What's going on, everybody? My name is Devin Reeves, aka DR Fitness, but more often than not known as Dr. Fitness. Now, today I want to bring you a quick little video on how to deadlift. There's sumo, there's conventional, there's squat stance, there's a bunch of different ways. But today we're going to focus on conventional, and I'm going to make it very simple for you guys. Now, you always hear everything about how to drop your hips, how not to arch your back, and so on and so forth. A lot of that's true, but there's really just a few pointers or techniques that you really need to focus on, and the biggest one is making sure to lift with your legs, not with your back, and focus on keeping a flat back. So, got a bar loaded up really quickly for you, and I'm going to show you the biggest technique that you need to focus on when you are deadlifting above all else. Okay, one, very big key. Please make sure that if you're deadlifting, your weight is loaded all the way on the bar. Sounds stupid, but the last thing you need to happen in the middle of your lift is you start lifting and the weight starts shifting. That will throw you off balance, and that can be a make or break, and it also can be a difference between a successful lift and an injury. So, make sure your weight's all the way on the bar. Please lock it. Make sure your lock is nice and secure. Good to go after that. From there, for your setup. Now again, I mentioned a bunch of different stances. Sumo stance is a wider stance. Typically speaking, your shins are outside the width of your hands, nice and wide. You're going to be driving from underneath using your glutes, pushing straight up through the ground, lifting the bar the shortest distance possible. So that typically looks like so. Hands are locked on the bar, driving straight up. Squat stance, not quite as wide as sumo, but very similar. Hands are still in between the legs. Feet are not quite as wide, body's up, pulling straight up. Myself, however, I have and always will be a conventional deadlifter. For me, personally, I take a stance that's barely shoulder width. My hands are right outside the width of my legs, and I drive my knees out. The reason I prefer convention, all of my power is moving vertically. I don't have to worry about whether or not my hips are feeling tight or things of that nature. I'm pulling straight up. So my mindset is to turn my body into a nice streamlined rocket. Feet shoulder width, hands right outside, bar close to the body, not quite touching my shins, however. Please don't bloody your shins up. That is not necessary with deadlifting, and I've pulled over 500 pounds without destroying my shins. Straight up, straight down. Back is arched, chest is up, head is neutral, bar right in front of the shin. Straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. Keep your back slightly arched. Keep your chest up. You're leaning over the bar, you're using your back. You wake up the next day wondering why your back is killing you. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be why. Conventional deadlift, very simple. Uses 80+% of the muscles in your body. Best bang for your buck, in my personal opinion. You got to pick a lift, go with the deadlift. There you have it. Devin Reeves, DR Fitness. So, the reason I personally like the deadlift, like I said, it uses a lot of muscles. Deadlift is one of those muscles, can you exercise that uses like 80+% of muscles in your body simultaneously. You're using your calves because they actually help to balance you when you're driving through the ground for the lift. So when you're actually locking in, your calves will activate. You're going to use your hamstrings and your glutes, which is the largest muscle on your body and kind of essentially the base of your core. Everything ties into the low back right around there, so it's actually really good for that. You're also using your quads. They have to stabilize. Anytime you typically work an exercise that works your hamstrings, as long as it's not isolation, you're going to work your quads as well. So you're working your hamstrings, working your quads, working your glutes. You're working the erectors, the muscles of the lower back. When you lock the barbell out, you're also working your upper back, which also actually activates your shoulders, your traps. Pulling back will still hit your chest, and the arms are in a double overhand position. You're also going to work your triceps, your forearms. Realistically speaking, with a deadlift, the only muscle you don't want to use is your bicep. Outside of that, you are using a large majority of muscles, almost every muscle in the body when you deadlift. That is why, personally speaking, it's one of my all-time favorites.
So like music and shit don't count, or it don't matter. Hypothetically, when we go through this music, whatever background music is gonna work, or it doesn't matter because I'm just gonna cut it out and probably put some music up on.
You tell me when I'm going to start.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You're good. Oh, I got your head cut off.